Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing safe and keeping well. My name is Aishat Lama and I'll be representing my group. So, our first presentation is about the language, music, arts, and food of the KEDAYAN people. So, we chose the KEDAYAN tribe. My group mates are Paula, Chloe, Prachi, Hamra, and Malis. So, let's get into the presentation. So, a small introduction about the KEDAYAN people. The KEDAYAN, also known as the KEDAYAN, KEDAYAN, or KEDAYAN, are not exclusive to Brunei, but they can also be found in some parts of Malaysia, in Labuan, Sarawak, Sabah, and some parts of Borneo Island as well. Although their origins, it's unclear to begin with or to pinpoint, many historians have theorized that the KEDAYAN tribe has originated during the reign of the 5th Sultan of Brunei. The 5th Sultan of Brunei ventured into the Java Islands in Indonesia, also Sumatra and Borneo. So it is believed that the KEDAYAN people have originated during the reign of the 5th Sultan of Brunei. And the KEDAYANs, they're very well known for their cultivation of medicinal plants and herbs. So they cultivate traditional medicines in their farms and in their villages. They also grow it to treat a wide range of diseases and different conditions and also ailments. They also use the medicinal plants and herbs to make different types of tonics. The KEDAYANs are traditionally Malay speaking and they are Muslim agriculturists. So they are very well known for their agriculture. Their whole day-to-day lives, it revolves around the so-called agriculture. The KEDAYAN's traditional house, they have a traditional house and it's really simple. It's basically made of wooden pillared tiles of magnitude and bamboo floors, and the roofs are also made of palm leaves. So their houses, they use the palm tree, the different parts of a palm tree to make their traditional houses. The KEDAYANs are also regarded as a sub-ethnic group of the Kelantan Dayak people. So that was a little introduction into the KEDAYAN tribe. Moving on to their music. The KEDAYANs have their really own unique variations of indigenous music performed by their people. Their indigenous traditional music is performed on special occasions now, such as the very famous Makan Tahun, commonly known as the annual feast. The music, it also goes with ethnic dancers who would be wearing the traditional warriors attire. So there are different dancers during the performances and they would be wearing the traditional warriors attire. Most of them would be dancing to the rhythm of the music. The music of the KEDAYAN tribe, it is created by using different instruments or orchestrated by using different instruments such as the traditional percussions, drums, gongs, and stringed instruments like the guitar and the ukulele. So these are the commonly used instruments in the KEDAYAN music. Although it is a really important thing to say that the KEDAYAN music has evolved into a more modern and aesthetic music. This is mainly due to the traditional younger generation. So although time has seen a little bit of different changes, subtle changes, the KEDAYAN tribe has managed to maintain their original and ethnic traditional melody of their music. So I think that's really beautiful. So for language, the KEDAYAN and the Kampong Aya can be regarded to as different dialects of Malay. So they speak KEDAYAN and Kampong Aya, which is a dialect of Malay. The KEDAYANs are referred to as the Melayu KEDAYANs or KEDAYAN Malay, with some of the words in their language being originally so to say, linguistically incorporated, so blended into the Brunei Malay language. It is a bit complicated, but the national language of Brunei bears a similarity to Brunei Malay. So the national language of Brunei bears a little similarity to Brunei Malay, which is spoken by the Kedayan people. Brunei Malay is spoken by more than 130,000 people in Brunei, and more than 46,000 people in Sabah and 37,000 people in Sarawak, respectively. And it consists of 18 alphabets. The traditional alphabets have 26 alphabets, 26 letters, and some letters like O and E, they are nearly never used. For example, in traditional Malay, we would say otak, but in Kedayan Malay or Brunei Malay, the otak becomes utak with a U, which is replacing the O. For their dance, it is called aduk aduk, and their dance is very well known for common performances, which is held in special occasions, especially to signify the end of the harvest seasons. As I mentioned before, they are extreme agriculturalists, so they dance and play to signify the end of the harvest seasons, and also during weddings and other public holidays. So the aduk aduk, it is their traditional dance. And there's also a Malay martial art known as the silat. So the aduk aduk, the dance follows the beat of the martial art, with the performers who would be wearing traditional warriors attire. The traditional warriors attire is called the tengkolok. It has a red belt in black clothing. So the men will be wearing black shirts or traditional shirts with a red belt. The dance aduk aduk, their dance, is accompanied by percussion instruments including drums and coconut shells. I also mentioned before that they use palm trees for a lot of their day-to-day activities, and for music and dance they use drums and coconut shells. So moving on for art. The picture on your left side is something called tekiding, which is a large basket. So the basket has a narrow base which widens at the mouth of the basket. So it starts small and then gradually widens as you go up of the basket. And the materials involved in making the basket are bamboo, rattan, seling kawang, and a piece of rattan, also known as simpai. It supports the structure of the basket, which is woven using a piece of rattan and bamboo. So the base is joined and tied with the seling kawang. This type of basket, known as tekiding, it is commonly used to carry paddy from paddy fields and other farm produce from their farms. As I mentioned, they are huge agriculturalists, so this type of basket or tekiding is used during harvest and other different reasons. One large tekiding requires 1 week for completion, so it really is a big deal for them. On your left side, you can see an iron blade. So the Kedayan people were also known to be headhunters. So they used to make iron blades and cover slips for the iron blades. So the headhunter Mandayo iron blade, the cover slip is made with traditional trade beads, which is mostly used by the Kedayan people. And it's really beautiful and interesting. And they also weave glass beads into fascinating patterns, which are used to decorate an unusual basket called a baby basket. And this type of baby basket is called ba in the Kedayan tribe. Sometimes it can the baby basket called ba, it could be the most valuable piece of property that a family has. Most mothers use them to carry their babies around on their backs. This is because while they're working at the farm and during harvest, there won't be people in the household to look after the child other than the mother. So mothers use them to carry their babies around on their backs, so the babies can fit into the basket. I'm sorry, can fit into the basket from their birth until they're 2 years old. So the maximum child who would fit into the basket would be 2 years old. The framework or the structure for the basket is usually made of rattan, which is decorated with the complex fabric of beads which are woven together by them. As for food, the picture on your left side, that food is called kelupis. So kelupis is usually eaten with ayam redang, and they're made from a glutinous rice and are wrapped in something called the kelupis leaf. This is also one of the Bruneian traditional food. As I mentioned before, Brunei is ethnically linked to KEDAYAN, so this is also one of Bruneian traditional food, and also KEDAYAN and Bisaya, because three of them are linked together. And on your right side, you can see a food called the kui. So the most common flavoring for KEDAYAN kui are grated coconut, coconut cream, pandan leaves, and the gula melaka. Those different ingredients make the flavor of the kui, but the base of the kui and the texture is built on a group of starchy ingredients. For example, rice flour, glutinous rice, or tapioca. Thank you so much for watching our presentation, and I hope anyone who have watched this have got a really good idea on the language, music, arts, and food of the KEDAYAN tribe. Thank you so much, and keep safe. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.